So I'm really trying to upload characters to the workshop right now, for the beta anyway, but we'll also try to continue doing these achievements because, boy, I am, yeah, it's not great. Also, I feel like this was the festival. I feel like this is in festival. Why do I feel like that may not be the case? Anywho, we're still going to try to do everything else here. Oh, STE is going to require something else. But the first thing we're actually going to do is play the new character, and why do I feel like there is a certain thing happening to my thing? Oh, because, hey, you know what? I didn't fix my audio, so should be fixed now. It's just a tweak on my microphone, but as we get into customize the playthrough, hey! We unlocked both a Yumiko and an Ayaka and a Yashiro. I think did I unlock Yashiro? Why am I going crazy here? Anywho, without any other prompting from me, I guess we'll do a Yashiro run just to see. We'll set everything on random, or as much as random as possible, barring the item stats, but as we get into a safe, ill-fated, character-exclusive Yashiro run, and if Yashiro was not the character, then, well, we'll see in the next episode. Yashiro, though, to kind of go into Yashiro, if I haven't already gone through it, maybe I'll say something different. But the faith mechanic, well, to me anyway, is just a measure of how usually efficiently you're playing the game. You can try to run negative faith Yashiro, but that usually requires you to just eat damage in the face, damage that you usually can't take on Harbinger. Again, if you have a specific strat for it, it can work out, but I've only heard stories of it, and I haven't actually seen gameplay on it. So, second, knowledge, light, charisma, and strength. But again, I won't deny anyone who gets it to work. It's just, boy, you'd have to be in a lot of pain. Because what it would involve is you reaching negative faith and then getting a lot of healing done, which may or may not work out. I'm going to actually set hardware illegal then, so that I can fish for achievements. That's going to hurt my Doom, but we'll see. Otherwise, Yashiro as a whole has pretty good perks on paper, but on Harbinger, I personally have issues with the max stamina, max reason decrease from Zeal, and being on your own is not always helpful. It is very helpful to increase all your stats, but again, consistency-wise, he's a very solid character, I feel, and I don't feel any character is super bad, barring maybe, like, update 9.17 Haru, but even then, as we have Teacher, Bulletin, Arms, Vigil, Festival. Gonna take Bulletin first to get that out of the way. But otherwise, Faith for me is a measure of basically doing your best, because now you want the experience to level up more since his experience cap has been increased and then decreased, so he's buffed again. But still, you are fighting, in my opinion, you're still fighting an uphill battle as Yashiro. Without any of his perks, he has okay stats, but that's all he really has going for him, and then the Faith adding an extra level of HP padding is also very nice. But after that, I don't know why I actually hate Yashiro as much as I do. It's a subjective thing. It's certainly not, as I said, he's a very consistent character, I feel. But unfortunately, for me, it's just kind of a pain for me to go through, because there's not really much else other than my griping, because apparently my win rate with Yashiro is a lot higher than most characters, so I mean, I guess trying to play efficiently helps in terms of not losing as much HP in enemy encounters, and his stats helping out in... I'm looking at my police patrols and threat levels. High Forest, Max Forest Downtown. I also forgot, hold on, let me cut off what I was saying. I have Vigil, right? Festival, I think. I'm going crazy. Well, in any case, if we don't get any achievements done, we'll do our best. But until then, let's set things to the forest, funny enough. We're in Bulletin, so we're visiting the forest twice. Well, I think we're also visiting downtown twice, so you know what? Doesn't matter. But yeah, on paper, Yashiro is actually pretty solid. If you use a fast weapon on him and you get Zeal, you become amazing, or you should become amazing. If you grab instead on your own, you get a boost to all of your stats. I think we're on ill-fated, yeah. So, while his stats don't help here, the fact that all of his stats start nearly at 5 or 6 and above is pretty good, because, yeah, being able to 2-tap guaranteed on 10 power enemies with the Monkey Wrench you're a pretty solid character. And strength is already powerful enough, so Yashiro having innate strength at the very beginning of the run, even without on your own, is pretty good. I should have actually prepared there, forgot to do so. But otherwise, the only other thing is he doesn't really, with Harbinger out, he doesn't really need to have that extra experience needed to level up. In fact, being able to level up, I have actually something right next to me. It's a box of food, basically, and I am figuring out how to cook a food. But as I take 2 Doom and move on, yeah, on your own is pretty nice. I think my weird collection is big RNG, but on top of just having, you know, the events like that, he also has a bronze crucifix that you can sell immediately or break immediately to try and build towards negative faith. I wouldn't recommend it though. If I had to choose one or the other, I would rather you try to play positive faith. Again, it all fits for me, at least. I feel like it fits, but if it doesn't, well, should have taken Doom there, but forgot to. Also, our Doom is increasing by quite a lot, so trying to do our best here would actually benefit us a lot, HP-wise. Otherwise, yeah, a 99%... Okay, if I miss a 99% chance, that would be the day. Well, at least, in a weird way, that puts World of Horror in a better light for me, because then I know that the RNG is real. Not like other certain strategy games usually, but not like other games that say 90%, but it's 100%. But once you hit like 80-70% accuracy, it's like a 50% chance to miss. So as we get Bulletin out of the way, I think... No, and then Yashiro has Stealth, I believe, which... You know, if you're going to run from certain enemies, which I highly suggest you do for certain enemies, you might as well take experience while you're running away. So it's more a bonus perk. So again, none of Yashiro's perks are inherently bad. They all do indirectly mesh well as for him as a character gameplay-wise, because they essentially allow you to be more efficient in Mysteries as a whole. Like, say basically, if you had every single Yashiro perk, you would be, you know, pretty well-rounded, aside from the increased experience needed to level up, but you have one in every stat, you get a random item every mystery, that is usually to your benefit, you deal extra damage, granted you have a higher max stamina reason threshold, but if you're defeating enemies, if you have 5 damage per turn on one attack, you're usually coming out on top in encounters. That extra damage between 8 to 10 per turn really does make a difference. And I say 8 to 10 because if you do 2 attacks, you're doing 10. Here, if you do 3 attacks, I mean, we can roll on this. I don't want to, but just to humor the thought. 90, 90, 80, I didn't lose any HP at all. As opposed to a character that only does 4 damage, Yashiro would not have been able to get out of that encounter. So Zeal, also pretty good. And if you're using a fast weapon, the point stands. Also, did I check my lighthouse, by the way? I feel like I didn't, because I was ranting on Yashiro. But, and then Stealth is a good safety perk for running away. Now, that doesn't help your Doom any, but like I said, being able to immediately run away and at least get experience for it is pretty nice in my opinion. But as we get into the boss fight here, actually, I wonder if I can drink the wine bottle after this. I guess we're going to find out. Please tell me I don't have anything to handcuff, because I'm going to handcuff this one. We'll put the sensor on screen and move on. I don't think I'm going to be able to do any achievements here. Well, we have I think we already got all 3 books. Or we already did the book achievement where we need to throw away 3 books. I think that unlocks Yashiro. We, unfortunately, you know, don't need any more. So we're going to brace teacher attack 3 times. Mainly, the main reason is to avoid badly bleeding, whether that's a bug or not. The fact is that you can get badly bleeding from this encounter, so I would rather avoid it. And as we move on and remove the sensor, I need to keep saying to remove the sensor because sometimes I forget. But anywho, didn't get a single Yashiro perk, but quick thinking is just fine. Let me actually check this lighthouse. Second encounter, I completely forgot, so we're at 45% Doom. Second mystery was Teacher, Light, Charisma, Knowledge, and maybe Strength. But we at least have 8 Knowledge, and we at least have 8 Strength, for now. And we do have the 6th floor, so we do have both the Strength and the Knowledge check. I said both because I can't remember which one was on the 6th floor. But anywho, we go to Arms just to make sure there's no boss here, and yeah, there's not really much I can do here in terms of fishing for achievements. I can try to proc STE. Yashiro is a bit more built for it because of the extra max stamina, max reason, and I don't have Zeal right now, but I can try. If I see STE events, I will force STE. You can definitely force STE by resting after a certain, I think it's 2 STE counter. But without that, as we roll on an 80% here, please, that would be nice, thank you. I probably won't be able to go for any other achievements. We're gonna roll for this, even though we're on ill-fated, because my Doom. If I'm going to run into STE, I need some Doom to work with. That being said, I'll still take the lesser of 2 evils, HP-wise. And this way, we can start proccing STE. Now, we still need another one, and we need more stamina for this encounter, or boss likely anyway. So, let's just rest a bunch and see what happens. So, well, we know what's going to happen. But as we rest... Wait, do we have Fetid Fumes, by the way? We do, unfortunately. I think we need 9 stamina to survive, so let's grab painkillers here really quickly. I don't even remember what you get from this encounter, but as STE stares at my item UI, for those who don't know, after a certain amount, you will just run into STE. Now, I didn't want to run into this, but we have reason to spare. We can perfectly do this. Thank goodness for the Bronze Crucifix, which, if I were to review it really quickly, does allow you some significant adaptations to fighting ghost encounters, because otherwise you're stuck with a, well, here it would be a 5 damage sever, but nonetheless, if you don't put your knowledge to 8, it's arguably worse, especially since you can't brace. But anywho, for STE an STE counter of 4 should be more than enough to proc STE this run. The question is if I'm going to be healthy enough to survive STE. I feel like I can. There's a very specific order of events that you want to choose, and I'm going to show you it if I can survive STE here. But we'll see. An ally would be nice, but it costing less than, well, it costing no stamina and reason would be nice. Funny enough, dodging, well, actually STE will still do more damage, but if I could run into STE, that would be very great. Something truly evil. I keep saying that like that, but hey. Let's also try to manage our stamina and things. And hey, hello there. I would like to, here, we have some reason to give you today. So you trade off 2 reason, you go down the list. Well, no, not yet, actually. So you just keep losing reason, because this will progress STE's thing, and I just took double damage, so never mind. I lied! I needed more. I should have actually traded stamina. I don't know why I did that to myself. Anywho, I guess I'll show you next time. It's been a while since I fought STE. You know, I guess to STE review for a bit. There is a specific sequence you want to do. On Harbinger, it's a bit more troublesome because you have usually less HP to work with. Yashiro would have been perfectly fine for this. In fact, I might just fish for another Yashiro run with STE, but there is a very specific thing to do. You basically want to keep yourself healthy. After a certain amount, or if your HP drops below 3, you can set it to 3 and therefore recover. And the only other thing is, yeah, avoid actually dooming your run, because there's an action that appears later on. And then the last action after that should be to escape from STE. But I feel like that was a bug though. But again, naturally run into STE usually doesn't happen. If you don't know what you're doing in World of War, you can run into STE. That is much more likely to happen. But once you learn enough of the game, you can actively avoid STE when needed. But yeah, without further ado, I guess we'll try for that achievement another day, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye!